I'm Dr. Heidi Hoke, and we're here on Thursday,
Yes.
7 o'clock on Vibrational Perspectives. We're doing something a little bit different tonight in view of the quarantine. So I have my co-host here, Vick, and we're going to just have kind of a little casual fireside coffee chat. So we have our favorite coffees, and we're even going to try our own commercials. So I'm happy that you joined us. We have a lot that we want to talk about tonight. We want to kind of do a part 2 of what we did last week. We did a nice little program on
Nutrition, really.
nutrition and immune system.
Yes.
Can you recap a little bit, Lori?
Sure.
A little bit about what we talked about?
We gave a lot of really important tools last week for nutrition, and I had a lot of people reach out to me and tell me how much they appreciated. Just that we gave them a plan. We told them what to eat, what to take, what to do right now when everybody's in quarantine for the COVID-19. And so we talked about clean keto. Clean keto.
Explain a little bit about what that is.
Yes, clean keto, according to the things that we discussed last week, and the type of plan that we both practice is, we talked about food sourcing. Food sourcing, so clean protein, meat protein, animal protein. It's not good to eat sad meat. Sad meat would be chickens that have never seen the light of day, or cows that have never been out of a barn. And, just research where their food comes from. Your body is sacred. The food that goes in it should be sacred too. So we talked about that. We talked about exactly what to eat in a keto style diet. We talked about ketogenic state. Ketogenic, as you said last week, is not. It is
nothing new.
Nothing
and there's
new.
nothing bad about it.
That's right.
I get really angry when I hear media refer to keto as a bad diet.
Yes, like it's
that just infuriates me. It was the diet that healed me from seizures.
Yes,
and it's been used for 100 years
yes.
for neurological issues and behavioral issues, schizophrenia,
yes,
Alzheimer's, neurodegenerative disease, even the most famed cardio surgeon turned naturopathist raves about the benefits of a ketogenic diet,
yes,
for cardiovascular.
And this is all true because we've seen the proof is scientific. And ketogenic state simply means burning body fat for fuel. So it's not some magic reinventing the wheel when we say keto diet. And it doesn't have to mean with no carbs in your diet. In fact, that's an inappropriate way to live on the earth. The body needs carbs to survive. But there is a beautiful marriage between the two, and it has to be a balance, and it has to be done correctly for it to be effective. And in order to make the best use of all the other things that we talk about, the supplementation and any other protocols that you recommend in your practice, those things need a ketogenic diet to allow for a clean slate for the most perfect absorption.
I think one of the subjects that we got started talking on this was the media's advice as to how to stock our pantry, and it kind of made us both cringe.
Yes.
When we saw all the packaged food, all the simple carbohydrates, the
just really
processed food, oh boy, pile on that canned soup with all that MSG and
the BPA line can.
Oh yeah. So it's I think this is actually going to be, if you haven't learned how to cook, hopefully you're learning now.
Yes,
right?
Now's a great time.
Now's a time.
We should do a cooking show.
It's a great time to learn how to use the wonderful resources of fresh vegetables, fresh meat, everything fresh.
Yes. And that was the other thing that we talked about. Fresh vegetables need to be organic. We talked about, you can look up on Google the Dirty 30. It would be the list of fruits and vegetables you want to stay away from if you can't find organic. That would be listed in that, the Dirty 30 on Google.
That's easy to remember.
It is, the Dirty 30. It's so easy. And we talked about what it means, what processed looks like and what it means. And if there's more than 5 ingredients, stay away from it or try to really, that's something I live by. That's something you and I both live by. If it has more than 5 ingredients listed, don't eat it. And if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it. And if you really don't know what it does, you shouldn't put it in there. So those are really good rules. And we said, you know, hey, ketogenic diet that I do guided coaching for our plan to work together, and we recommend diets for our clients every day. And it's very simple. It's not magic. It's just, it requires discipline and commitment. 4 to 6 ounces of protein, 4 to 6 ounces of veggies, throw that in a couple times a day with some, you know, whatever snacks you choose. And really, it's a plan. And honestly, the most beautiful part of that is if you have a plan, if you get off track, you have a breadcrumb trail back to your own life. Right. Or if you have a season in your life where really eating that way it's just not something you can do at that time, you always have a way to find your way back if there is a plan in place. Or in our case, we coach people on what to do, and we need them to have a plan so we can speak into that journey. So that was,
thank you.
Yes.
More importantly,
yes.
How does coffee fit in that keto diet? That's what I want to know.
That's true.
So we're here. I've got to explain these little cups. These are Emory cups. These were my mom's favorite cups. So it's kind of my way of inviting. And you recently lost your mom. So
yes.
I don't know. I just thought this would be so appropriate to invite our moms today. Whereas my mom would just love to know that I was sharing this with her and Emory.
Yes. And my mom
definitely, yeah, with Lloyd. What kind of coffee do you want?
You know what? When it comes to coffee, I love coffee. We both are big coffee connoisseurs. I love organic coffee. I try different types of organic coffee. And right now, I order everything on Amazon because then you don't have to leave. Mm-hmm. So, and I did talk last week about natural grocers. I do love to shop at natural grocers, but right now that's really not something that I'm going to go do on a regular just because it's 45 minutes from us and it's in the hot zone.
Yeah.
So I order on Amazon, and you know what? I like to do different fun stuff. I like a medium roast so that it's not over roasted. And I like to do something sustainably produced. You know, I like it when they care enough to share with us the information. Right. Grown in the shade, processed in the rainforest. I don't know. I get all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I do. I love it. So, but my main thing is organic. Coffee is one of the dirtiest things. You know what? This is something so important, and we never talk about it, but most people start their day off with coffee. Mm-hmm. If you've been in a state of fasting, which you have, you ate last night and you wake up, 8 hours later, your body is in the most vulnerable state of the day to receive at its best whatever you put. That's right. So if you have, I'm so sorry, Maxwell House coffee, but if you put that kind of commercially grown and produced and shipped and stored coffee in your body any time of day, let alone the first thing that you put in your body for the day, it is full of pesticides and fungicides and herbicides. And a lot of times it's not fresh at all. Yes, it's very dirty because of the way it's been stored and how long it's been stored to be shipped before it actually gets to us. So this is one of my things that I instantly change for people as a strong recommendation before we even change their food is that first thing that goes in your body in the morning needs to be something clean. And so organic coffee, and we'll talk about what we put in our coffee a little bit later.
Okay. Let me tell you what I like.
Let's tell what you
I have a wonderful husband who is also a connoisseur of coffee. I'm very grateful for that because I don't know if I could stand to be married to someone who people.
No.
It would be a deal breaker. Yes, it's a deal breaker.
Yes.
But he orders online.
Yes.
Organic.
Yes.
Green
beans.
Yes.
And so we don't get ours roasted. So we have them shipped over in 25-pound bags. Big bags.
Yes.
The postman struggles with it. So huge bags. And so get that in, and then we do our own roasting. We have a coffee roaster. We can do it 2 ways. We have a coffee roaster where you can do it out on the fire. And we do roast our own coffee beans. And I like mine almost burnt, but I'll tell you, it's the Spanish roast. It's one step beyond French roast, which is dark. So this is seriously dark, seriously roasted dark, very dark. It's just dark.
Yes.
But it's one level this side of burnt. And the reason how you get from it is it's got this beautiful, it's really dark, and it's got this beautiful glistening oil paint all over it. And it's just luscious. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's the second crack. It cracks once, you keep roasting it, it cracks twice. And you have to get it off that fire quickly because it keeps on roasting after you get it off the fire. And it just bathes in its own juices, literally.
Yes.
And so it gives it a really nice, rich flavor, but it's not burnt.
I love it. And let me interject. Whenever we have events at your place here, we at the Vitae Pondera, in which we do, and when we're not on lockdown, when we're not
lockdown, isn't it?
Oh, girl, I slipped and called it lockdown. That's what I call it. No, when we're not in quarantine, we do have events where people come to hear us talk about what we have to share, and you have the best coffee ever, and people always rave about it. That's what everybody can't wait to have is your coffee. So it doesn't surprise me that you're roasting your own beans. That's the secret.
Is it the coffee or is it my husband's?
Well, it is. The big coffee maker, yes. Or it could just be your husband's charm serving the coffee, and that in and of itself is a top of the crowd.
we have good coffee. So why do you think coffee gets a bad rap? Well, I know because of the caffeine.
Well, because of the bad stuff that we said earlier, I feel like the recommendations from, let's say, the medical world or whoever's recommending that we stay away from it, I feel like they're basing it on the results that people get from drinking the dirty, really, really dirty coffee with the pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, all the bad stuff in it, mold or whatever it is. I feel like that causes so many negative side effects. It's acidic. It's highly acidic. It's bad for the gut. It's really not the caffeine, but the other stuff is so toxic. That's where the recommendations I feel come from. So in order to be truthful about coffee, you have to do the right kind of coffee. And then what?
And then what? In its right form.
Yes, in its right form.
It is one of the most highly effective antioxidants against colon cancer that you can.
Yes.
It's one of the healthiest things against digestive disorders involving cancer.
Yes.
So
that's a beautiful thing. And that has to be consistently the right stuff. It really does have to be that. And also, adrenal. It's not bad for the adrenals. If we're drinking.
And it's a myth that it raises blood pressure.
Yes, it's the other.
It's the sugar. It's the sugar.
It's the sugars. It's not. It's true.
Don't blame it on the coffee.
Don't be mean. Don't be a hater of coffee. Love coffee like we do.
Well, actually, tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about COVID-19 because we have some very different takes on that. I think it's time for a commercial break. We're going to break right now, and we will come back in a little while. Because we are doing our
own thing.
Well, we're doing this on multiple formats.
Yes.
We're not only we're multiplexing.
Yes, we are.
on many different formats.
Multiplexing.
So we're going to be doing our own commercials tonight. I'm going to do. This is so strange.
I want to see.
I
What
found
you got?
last week when we went to Astronet. You commented. I got in the car and you commented about my.
Oh, I am so excited right now. Okay,
my
yes.
perfume.
Yes.
And I'm not a perfume wearer because of all the nasty stuff
Yes.
in it. But I want to share with you what I found. It's called Heidi. And it's all, of course, it's all very rich, natural.
Yeah, I want to smell it right now. It'll really inspire me.
Okay.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Yes.
Okay, let me tell you what
Spill a little bit on me,
this
and I'm
is.
going to wear it for the rest of the.
This was the original perfume of Egypt.
Oh, I love it.
And it's kind of rare.
It smells
kinda
amazing.
rare.
You smell delicious with this
It
one.
is amazing. And I ordered this actually from Bulgaria.
Okay.
This woman in Bulgaria makes it. So I thought I would be really smart and I'd say, oh, I can copy that.
Yeah.
Well, no.
No.
No. Because all the recipes I found were original recipes, of course, of spices and essential oils. But these essential oils you just can't actually get real easily. Maybe you can get them in Bulgaria.
Right.
And then, as I was reading through the recipes, I got stumped when it called for 2-week-old sun-dried raisins that had steeped in spring water for a certain amount of days and then taken off and then another process. So I didn't know how to use raisins in my perfume without it getting
Going back.
mucky. Yeah, without it going mucky.
Okay.
So I'm going to work on that.
Manky.
Manky. I like monkey too. Monkey and manky. Manky and monkey. Yes. So anyway, I want to just share that it's spelled Kyphi, and you can order this off of Amazon. But if you order this one, there's not very many people who make it.
Yes.
But
Kyphi.
Kyphi.
And it smells delicious. It smells.
Absolutely.
What would you describe the smell as? What do you
Nag
describe?
champa. It's very similar to nag champa.
Okay.
If you are
Like
familiar with
fruity,
nag champa.
flowery. What's
It's-
your description?
It's fruity.
Okay.
It's flowery. It's sweet.
Yes, but not overbearing
And
sweet.
it's spicy.
It is. It's
It's
very
really
romantic.
spicy.
It's a very romantic.
It's
smell.
decadent.
Very decadent.
It's
very
sexy.
underwhelmingly beautiful. Like it's not an overpowering smell, but it draws you in.
Very earthy.
Yes, very earthy.
It's a witch
It's perfect.
It's witch perfume, let me tell you.
It's perfect. It's
great.
perfect.
Worn by Cleopatra.
Worn by Cleopatra.
Yes,
I
Very
can
ancient.
imagine that.
I can
It's
too.
ancient, very ancient.
Yes, it's a beautiful scent. I'm gonna start wearing it, and Heidi and I will be twinsies.
I want to come back now and kind of, I know people are tired of hearing about COVID-19. I get that, but I can't let this go because when I talk about it, I see possibilities, I see solutions. I don't see doom and gloom.
Yes, that's so
And-
important. What you're saying is so important.
and negativity. I'm so tired of the fear. I'm so tired of the fear.
Yes.
What happens when we have fear? We are
It's almost like
Our
fear
frequency goes way
paralyzes us. We go inward. It's almost depression. It's a state of giving up.
giving up.
No more hope.
You know those horror movies that you watch where the girl's scared to death or whoever it is.
She's
I
calling
don't
me
know,
out right
she's
now. I watched the movie.
She's scared. She's scared. And
Yes.
invariably, people who are frightened do the wrong thing.
Yes.
They make bad decisions.
Yes.
So I've always been taught that the two times that you have to loosen out control of yourself and from failing through your life
Yes.
is when you're angry or
Yes.
fearful.
Yes.
Angry and fearful takes your power away.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we have to
Eliminate those two
eliminate
emotions.
fears and anger,
Yes.
and know that we do have the power
We do.
to go through all of this very, very well
Yes.
and come out ahead. I have had a lot of people that have come in, a lot of my clients wanting the homeofocal axis. I've sent a lot of that out. I've just received my new order, a second order of 500 units for families of 4. It's doing well. I have a herbal formula called COVID Guard. It's now available online. It's available through me. It has a particular concentration of combined herbs that are they're exotic.
Yes.
They're exotic in that I say that is because it's not anything that you can get at the
Right. I saw
And,
that.
you know.
I'm taking it, and I know herbs. That's actually one of my specialties, and I don't recognize anything in it. Never heard of
None.
a lot of it, which I'm
It's-
okay with. I trust you
Yeah.
100%, but I can see that.
The reason why is these are specific to be focused toward SARS and MERS.
Yes.
COVID-19 is a SARS virus, and SARS is different. It is different, and it is more adaptive. It mutates quickly. It mutates very rapidly, and so we had to change the formula. We couldn't do the run-of-the-mill antivirals that we would normally do. So we have this formula. I got a client about 2 or 3 days ago, a referral from another client, We're getting about 3 to 4 level referrals
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Right? You know
Yes.
that.
I do.
Right.
Yes.
So she called me from Midland, and I asked her permission if she could get on the line with us and talk a little bit about what her experience has been, how she came to the conclusion that she might have COVID, and she's going to be receiving all of the products tomorrow, and so we're going to kind of keep a we're going to check back with her every week to see how she's progressing. One of the reasons why we were a little, I think, well, I want to talk about that later. That's something else. So I'm going to try to get her on the phone right now.
So we're going to document her. You're going to
Yeah, we're going to
basically
document.
document the journey.
What
are her current symptoms and how your
her name is, her name is Stacy.
Hello?
Hi, Stacy. It's Dr. Heidi Hoke. How are you tonight?
I'm good. You?
I'm doing great. We're actually filming right now live on Facebook, and I'm here with my co-host Lori Vick.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Lori.
We wanted to just hear a little bit about what your first go back. Tell us a little bit about yourself, but go back to the very beginning when you begin to suspect that you may be getting sick. How did you begin to feel?
Well, I'm a 58-year-old female, and I work out in the oil field out in this dust here in West Texas. So at first I thought it was just the dust until I started running fever and getting the sore throat and coughing.
That's it. Those are
3
the
days,
classic.
and then the 4th day I couldn't do it. I
By
just couldn't go.
how do you mean you couldn't do it?
Well, I just couldn't go back to work and deal with what I was dealing with what was going on with my body. I knew something wasn't right. I was tired. I knew something was wrong.
How did this feel differently from other flus that you may have experienced? Do you remember? How is it different? Does it feel different?
Well, at first, that's kind of what I thought I had, honestly.
And this was when? How long ago was this?
Well, I started with the fever and cough and sore throat on the 31st of March, and worked for 3 days with it. And like I said, I just kind of thought it was the flu, and I thought maybe I needed to get some rest. So Friday, because I got dressed to go to work Friday, and opened the door and it raining and cold. I just thought I can't do this. I don't need to be breathing that cold air.
Absolutely not. So at this time, you were coughing. You felt like you had fever, and you
Well,
were
coughing, running fever, and sore throat.
okay. Okay. So then, what happened?
Well, that was pretty much that Friday. I mean, I got real heavy on my chest where I was having trouble kind of breathing a little bit. And I knew then that, that wasn't nothing I'd experienced before. So, but I'm stubborn. I'm not going to get me to a hospital or a doctor unless or I can't understand the pain or.
Okay. So you did not go to the doctor. You just kind of decided to deal with it with what you knew, correct? Is that how you?
Well, I called that 6-8 nurse because that's what everybody, they were saying to do.
Okay.
And I was asked a bunch of questions, and then I called another outfit through our company, same thing, and then I was told to self-quarantine by both of them, and if somebody would call me in 3 days.
Okay. Okay. Are you in a kind of a rural area? Is it highly populated or not?
But no, I live out in the county.
You're very isolated somewhat. So you called me about 2-3 days ago, correct? This is Thursday. You called me Monday, didn't you?
Honestly, that's all kind of run together since, I've been in this bed for 7 days.
Okay.
So,
okay. Are you still coughing? What's going on right now with you?
Right now, today, is actually, I feel the best, better than I have. The last 2 was really rough. It was like somebody pulled a drain plug on me, and I was just drained. My body felt like it had been fighting whatever it was for, 7 days.
Okay. Okay. So you're due to get everything tomorrow, and you haven't started on it yet. So we're going to be calling you again next week to see how you're feeling, see some of the changes. So I'm going to share with our audience what you have, what I sent you. So I did your case a little bit differently because we could assume that you already had a virus, and this was not a situation where we were trying to prevent anything through homeoprophylaxis. I made up a custom homeopathic solution for you. And what I did is I put the 2 nosodes of the 2 nosodes of the homeoprophylaxis in your formula. But in addition to that, I put a combined formula of about 4 or 5 different homeopathics that are designed to address one with COVID-19 specifically. Now these would have been used historically for any other kind of coronavirus. We understand that this is a different type, and that's why I added the homeoprophylaxis in it also. So you're kind of getting the best of both. You're getting the homeoprophylaxis and the homeopathy to address not only what we feel you may have already gotten, but also to address what we feel you have gotten after you've gotten. Yes. So you have that. You have the purple formula, which Lori is taking now.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about you're taking Lori is also a herbalist in the very real sense of the word because she has used herbs all her life. you're taking that as well.
I am taking it.
Can you explain, talk about any of the ingredients that?
I really can't address one single ingredient, Stacey, from that COVID formula because it's all those are all new ingredients to me. But we touched on that earlier, just that you had pulled those together to fight this particular. Stacey, I have a question for you. What did they say about testing you for COVID-19? Were you tested? And if you were not, why did they say they would not test you?
When I first told them what I was told, it's the only way, and this was the CDC standards, that I would be tested is if I was running 101 temperature.
And what was your fever?
And I couldn't tell you because my thermometer, my battery was dead on, and the way I felt, I did go out and get one, and from what I've understood, they're kind of sparse right now.
So they're not testing everyone.
No, they were not at all, and that's why I got a little aggravated when they told me, to self-quarantine for 14 days and then check back on me. Because under my breath, with my mind, I thought, yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah, right. I understand. I think that's a very valid concern. Yeah.
Well, I'm a very strong-willed person, and we were raised to be pretty tough, so it takes a lot to get us down.
I'm so thankful that you called me. I feel very confident in your recovery. I think once you get this tomorrow,
Yes.
I think your body has really fought hard,
Yes.
and I think you're going to do really well. But I think also what is going to happen when you receive what you receive tomorrow, I think what this will do is it will help heal and strengthen your immune system to a degree that it's going to help you to get through this stronger. I think you would probably do just fine without it, but I think having had it, it's going to bring you back much quicker.
Yes.
Much, much quicker. And you will not have the long-standing fatigue that you would not, that you would normally have. I think you will bypass any kind of secondary infection that could come along. I think that will help with that. I actually think your immune system will be far, far stronger for it. So we're going to check back with you next Thursday night, maybe, and see how you're doing, and see what might, just see how you've experienced all of this, and see, we could feel better sometimes.
Yes, feel better, Stacey.
I'll tell you what, I've been sick with the flu, I've been sick with colds, and sinus infections. I get them pretty regular around here in West Texas because of the dirt. But I'm going to tell you, this was not the flu that I had. If it was a different kind because I've never experienced what I experienced.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of people say that.
I mean, I still have a tightness in my chest, which kind of is bothering me a little bit.
Right.
But, like I said, I'm very stubborn. I have to pretty much be on my deathbed before you'll get me in a hospital.
Right. I think what you're doing now is going to protect you from this fall. There has been numerous pandemic experts that have cited that their opinion is that we haven't seen anything yet. That this first wave is not going to be as severe as the second one this next winter. I hope that doesn't happen. But I've been telling all my clients that if they go ahead with what we have to offer, this will help strengthen their immune system, and they will not have to worry about this winter. You don't have to, Stacey, because you've been through this and you've built the antibodies, you're strengthened. You don't have to worry about this again, and I feel very confident that you won't have to worry about it again. So.
Don't do it again anytime soon.
No, I don't feel you will, and I think the prognosis is very, very, very good. And we'll just keep an eye out on you, and I'll be calling you every day and just kind of seeing how you're doing. Once you get the package tomorrow, I'll be checking in with you daily to make sure you're doing okay. Okay? So I don't want you to feel that you've been abandoned. Neglected or abandoned? No, absolutely not.
I've been pretty by myself here the last 2 days.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna make that change. So you let me know when you get that in the mail tomorrow, and we'll go over all the instructions on how to take it, and you can feel that you're in control here. And this is gonna be fine. You're gonna do well. You're gonna do very well.
I think you're right. Like I said, I'm a firm believer God put everything on this earth for us to use. You just got to be smart enough to know how.
Thank you. Amen. We can
Yes,
give that a good amen.
You're in great hands, Stacy, and I'm just saying, feel better soon. You will have amazing tools coming to you tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you what, once I start taking it, and from the way I live now, so when you talk to me next week, because I am, like I said, I'm a go-getter. I don't sit still.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, we really appreciate you sharing. This is personal, and not everybody would want to share like this, and I really appreciate your ability and your willingness to share to help others, and you know, thank you. And
Yes, ma'am.
we're gonna let you go and get some rest.
Yes.
All right.
Rest up, Stacy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
So she has the colloidal silver
Okay.
through the nostrils,
Yes.
and she has the herbal, and then she has the customized homeopathic
A formula that you created for her to
homeopathy. It
cover
is
all
a
the
combination. Yeah, it's a
bases.
combination.
I'm taking the HP.
The HP
Yes.
is a homeopathic.
Yes, because that is hard for me to say. I have to call it the HP. I do have some clients that have ordered it and are preparing to take it, and I just want to address very quickly. It comes in a bottle pre-mixed, and then it comes with the pearls or the pellets.
Pearls. I like that.
Okay, yes, with instructions on how to mix it up later. So basically, you take a teaspoon daily of the pre-mixed liquid that you receive, and then when that's all gone, you add 3 pearls with a spoon. You never touch them with your hands. Back into the same bottle. You add distilled or filtered water, bottled water, any kind of water. Just fresh, clear water. And it's mixed again, ready to go, and you take it until all the pearls are gone. I'm on my second round right now, but I've just had a lot of people ask me, how do I do it? It's not complicated, but it may seem that way when you first get it if you're not used to mixing it like that. But I'm doing that coupled with the herbal formula for COVID prevention. So really everything that I'm currently doing is to prevent contracting anything.
You're actually on a really
very strong.
You're on a very assertive. You're actually on the protocol as if you were
already sick. Yes,
but
I don't.
I'm doing it too.
Yes,
that's what I'm doing it, and I'm doing both as well.
And I think that the reason you and it's really important that we do this so diligently is that it's a responsibility we have to our family members and to our other clients. Because we do have some contact with us.
Don't get help.
Right. We can't see the people who are sick. Or we're not seeing clients.
Yeah.
But to even FaceTime somebody or talk to them on the phone if you're dead in the bed, sick in the bed,
I can't get orders out.
You can't do anything.
I can't get orders out.
Yes. And so we know what the flu feels like, and if this is worse, which Stacy just said this is worse than the flu she's ever had. So just to say we're doing everything we can do to prevent our bodies from taking that virus in and losing the battle at any level. But even if we did contract it, we are so strong. Hopefully ours would be, and anyone who's taking that protocol themselves, we just have a milder case. It wouldn't be the case that sent you to the hospital. We were quarantined for 14 days. And I don't know, like the gym with a stronger immune system than before. So,
Are we?
do we need a commercial? We actually need a commercial break. You want to take a commercial break?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, our next commercial is, we're going to do a commercial
Yeah, I have
on
not
what
seen this
to
before.
put in our coffee, y'all. So, I actually love this coffee black. And what we just talked about earlier, I know now what the secret is. You're roasting your own beans. Who knew? But I love this. This
Like the name.
is Milkadamia nuts.
I like the name.
Macadamia milk. It's macadamia nuts.
That's a
And
cute name.
now this is like a plug for Amazon. I don't have an affiliate with Amazon or anything like that. I probably should because I order everything and recommend everything. But this is what I use. So I use this in my coffee. If I ever eat cereal, I eat it with cereal. But this is such a mild plant-based milk. It doesn't take away from the flavor of the coffee.
I will say I like it.
Yes,
better than
do you
any
like it?
other- Yes.
Today's
Yeah,
the first day you tried it.
absolutely. Yes. I'm not a big fan of cream in my coffee.
Yes.
I gotta say.
Yes.
I'm black, dark,
Yes.
and
You're hardcore.
I am hardcore.
I like my flat white. I've got my flat white going on right here. Half and half.
So I actually liked
Yes.
this because it didn't take away the intensity of the coffee.
Yes, and you know what I want to talk about with this is, so my son Logan has an allergy to a lot of dairy products. And this is, it's a plant-based protein, but it is so high in B vitamins, super high in vitamin D and calcium. I love that. So
Right.
it's a great, if you want to call it a replacement, call it a replacement. Call it what you want. But
It's so
great.
great for kids that have no allergies.
Yes.
I am so. It just makes me so sad that little kids have to deal with so many ear infections between
Yes.
the ages of 18 months and about 7 years.
Yes.
Those
So
years.
the milk at the grocery store, just a regular pasteurized, that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about just the regular pasteurized milk that is milked from cows that stand in a circle their whole entire lives inside of a barn and really don't see the sunlight again in a controlled environment, and they're milked 3 times a day, force milked, which is not, that goes against nature for their bodies, and it creates, I'm going to say it creates pus in the milk. And it makes it very unhealthy for human bodies to drink it. So that's why it creates so many allergies and issues, especially in young people, with little kids and stuff like that. Just because it's not it's meant for baby cows and not in a pasteurized version.
Right.
So the way we're taking it in isn't even the way that baby cows are supposed to be taking it.
Yeah.
But this is, you know what? This is
You take away the milk, you take away the ear infection.
It's so true. The
90% of the
mucus
time.
production goes down 75 to 80%. And so this is a great alternative. It's macadamia nut. It's organic. I do want to say this about plant-based milk, and I know this is my commercial, and then we have to cut commercial and get back to the stuff. But almonds are some of the dirtiest. Almonds are some of the dirtiest. They are deeply sprayed with bug spray. They are deeply sprayed with pesticides during their growth process on the planet in so many areas. And so almond milk, just purchasing almond milk off the shelf, if it doesn't say organic, you should not ingest it because it is very dirty. It is, maybe almonds are on that dirty list. I don't know. But almonds are very vulnerable to the different toxins that are sprayed. So this is organic. It's sustainably grown, responsible. It's all the good stuff. So I love it. I love this. It's macadamia nut or macadamia milk. And
I like the name.
Yeah,
think it's
I do
very
too.
clever. And I'm saying it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like it a lot.
Okay, so that's the end of our commercial.
So how are we doing on our time? Have we gone through 45 minutes?
Can I speak to the phone call?
Yes, I
Now that we're
would
back.
love to.
Okay, so
Yes.
now that we're back, something that's really prevalent on my mind, and that is something that's swirling around me in my personal life right now. I have experienced several people with cancer with cancer diagnosis in the last within the last 4 months, and really the COVID-19 quarantine started to really close in on us around November. It was really November when everything picked up. And by March, it was full blown. That was really when they started to prevent us from going in the hospital. If you had a loved one in there, you had to get your temperature taken and wear an armband, and that was probably standard for most hospitals. I know that was how it was in the Dallas area. And I feel like, in fact, now I know firsthand in our town, Tyler, Texas, which is the closest hospital town to us, and it's 45 minutes away. I don't know how many cases there are now, but I know over 150 confirmed cases in Smith County, I believe. And you cannot, so if you have a sick loved one, you can't go to them and be with them if it's not COVID-19 related, or if it, I don't know if it is what they're doing, but if you have some other illness or some other surgery that is not elective or something other than COVID that you have to enter the hospital for, your loved ones can't go to you in there. You're screened, and we understand why. But I guess the thing that pulls on my heartstrings right now is the important people. These are important people in my life that have had a cancer diagnosis in these last few months when all this stuff is going on at the same time. And it's very frustrating to watch them need surgery or need treatment and be put on the back burner as a result of this going, it's a
Double
situation.
frustration. Double frustration.
Yes, please.
Knowing they don't have to.
Yes.
They could stay at home. They could practice natural medicine.
Yes.
They could get through it with less exposure in the hospitals, further exposure,
Right.
and people who needed the surgery.
Right. So what you're saying is there are some COVID cases that maybe could get through with naturopathic means, just treating symptoms if they knew what to do. And then these people that are with a cancer diagnosis who have, this is not elective surgery. The cases I'm referring to in my mind,
It's
life threatening. It's already full blown. And this has been on my heart, and I really want to also share this in conjunction with those things. If you're fighting cancer, everything that we're talking about, we talk about all these beautiful things that are great for cancer prevention. But it's not to say that if you have a cancer diagnosis, if you want naturopathic medicine to be your treatment, that's certainly available. But when you're in the midst of that kind of diagnosis, and it's scary, it's very scary. If you're at stage 3 or stage 4, and the recommendation is if surgery can save you, then you have to find peace with whatever you choose. Find peace with whatever you choose. But it's just a very frustrating situation where they're being put on the back burner. They're not allowed to travel to Houston to MD Anderson because we're in a quarantine status. But
I can't even travel to a different country to get
nothing. That's right. But we are so humble when we present what we present for cancer prevention, because once there's a diagnosis, the spirit of the moment changes. And we both understand that so much. And I just wanted to address that because I do have some really important people to me right now that are fighting, and they're going to win. But I'm always so inspired to see how each person deals with it their own beautiful way to get through it, just like any other illness. But that in particular, just because it's, my mom passed away from cancer on March the 18th. So of course that's fresh in my mind. She had stage 4 pancreatic. That's when it was diagnosed inoperable in November. And she lived 4 months to the day, and she passed. So of course that's very fresh with me. but she didn't necessarily steer away from naturopathic. She just needed to find peace with whatever journey she would want to take, and that needs to be. We respect that. We respect that. And integrative medicine is where you do your best work, and that is you can come up underneath allopathic medicine any day of the week, whatever they choose.
Illness is a very
Yes,
personal
very personal.
experience. Very personal.
It is, and it's with compassion that we speak these words and say, "This is cancer prevention." That is because we need to feel that we have power.
Mhm.
But if it catches us, if any of these things that we talk about catch us, we connect with the humanity on such a spiritual level.
Mhm.
And that's why this is vibrational
Mhm.
perspective, because we're talking raised vibration in every way possible. So even if it's doing Reiki or chakra balancing or drinking the macadamia nut,
This is vibrational.
yes, or this smells good.
It's
is
all
amazing.
vibrational.
It is. So that was just on my heart, and I felt it was because when Stacy was on the phone with us, they didn't test her. They refused her testing to confirm whether or not she has the COVID virus. That is stressful.
It is true.
That is stressful to think there's a pandemic and I may have it and what's going to happen.
And
I
they
don't
won't
know what's
test
on
me,
the other
and they
side.
don't-
And they won't
and they
tell me
send
what
me
to do.
home.
That's right. So it is about power. It is about peace. We should have like the 3 Ps and think of something else after that. Power, peace, and whatever else comes next. But I'm grateful that we can share what we share, and that it's with all the humility in the world, because we're all human beings and we all got to go out somehow. But it's like I always say, I'm just not going down without a fight. I'll go down like everybody else, but I won't go down without a fight. And you too.
In the same way.
We've already fought one
Yeah,
girl.
we have fought. We fought and won.
So, do you have anything to add to that? What are your thoughts?
No, this has been a wonderful show.
Yes.
And it's been different. It's been quite casual, but
Yes.
it's been very real.
Yes. It's been
Very
amazing.
real. And it was really nice to have Stacy on to talk about her experiences. And we're going to keep up with Stacy. So I really appreciate how you all have joined us tonight.
Yes.
And is there anything else we have to?
I think we've covered everything that we
Just-
set out to cover tonight. It was going to be a casual coffee by candlelight discussion in the library. And
So just to recap, we have the homeoprophylaxis,
yes,
which will cover you for 6 months. That will take you through a second wave. If this comes in the winter, it'll take you through that.
I have a question. Should we ever stop or should we continue straight
Continue
through?
on. Continue
Okay.
on.
Just
That's
to
what
answer
I'm
that
gonna
question.
do.
Me too.
That's what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to just carry on.
Keep on.
And by the time if the second wave comes through, there will be no need to repeat it.
Okay.
You'll be good.
That's
You'll be
great.
covered. And then we have the COVID guard. You can see that on the website. I'll mention the website is www.V as in Victor, P as in Vitae Pondera, and also Vibrational Perspective.
Yes.
BP, L is in life, B is in balanced, and N is in nutraceuticals.
Yes.
.org. www.vplbn.org. You can order that, or you can just call me. Most
I'll put that website up on my
okay,
setup too, so that
it's looking good. We're still working on it. It's still a process, but you can order online, or you can order through.
reach out to me or
Order it through
yeah,
Lori.
either one. We can get it done.
Yeah.
We've been doing it that way for a long time.
And we have other websites, but if you need to come, just because you don't come here physically, you don't have to.
Yes.
Call me and we can have a phone consultation.
Yes.
I can send you out exactly what you need, and you can get through this, right? Truly in the comfort of your own home.
Yes.
Hospital.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Boy, I tell you, if I'm going to recover, I want to be at home.
I couldn't agree more. I think everybody feels that way. But our goal here, if you're well and healthy and everything is good today, that is our goal, to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Our goal is to keep it that way and stay in our world where it's safe and out of the outside world where it isn't necessarily. So
Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Lori. You're always such a pleasure to share the time with. And I always appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And stay safe, stay healthy, and join us next week. Thank you very much. Good night.